Eat my poop.
This is a show about video games and the memories all stuck up in my brain. So take a seat and beat this shit. Here we go, y'all.
What up, y'all? This is Sojo Nagasaki, and this is Gaming Memories, where every week I share a memory of a game that I have, and a box that I have, and a room right over fucking there. And this week's game is going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to share a memory. I'm going to share a theory. A motherfucking theory about the timeline placement of Breath of the Wild. And yes, I have the Wii U version because I don't have a Switch. They are hard to find. And I bought a fucking Wii U a couple years ago. I ain't gonna fucking drop another fucking $300. It's bullshit. So I'm gonna play that bitch till it's dead. Motherfucking dead. And, but anyway, my theory for the placement on the timeline, because the Legend of Zelda timeline splits into 3 different timelines, which is confusing. It's confusing as fuck. But, because it all starts with Skyward Sword, and then it goes, Minish Cap, and then Ocarina of Time happens in there. And then depending on, Ocarina of Time, it splits in 3 different ways. Link dies, and then it brings up the Death timeline, which is the original Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, Link's Awakening, Oracle games, and the original Legend of Zelda 1 and 2. And then there's the other timeline where Link defeats Ganon, and then is traveled back in time, and he's a little kid, and then he goes off, and then that's Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess. Or there's the one where Link defeats Ganon again and gets sent back in time, but then Zelda, her timeline continues on. Her future Zelda, her timeline continues on, and that's Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. A lot of people say that Breath of the Wild falls in the Twilight timeline because of that whole speech Zelda gives in the spoilers. But Zelda, when you get the memories in the game and stuff, and there's a flashback of Zelda doing some ceremony or something like that, and she says something about the sky traveling through time or Twilight, and that's everybody think, oh, it's Twilight. That's got to be after Twilight Princess. I think it's wrong. I think that the game falls in the adult timeline, right before Wind Waker. I think it skews off into a 4th timeline, which is even fucked up because they finished off that whole. They can't do much. There's New Hyrule because after Wind Waker they found New Hyrule. There's no Triforce anymore, no Master Sword, and that timeline is done. That's happily ever after. So they kind of fucked up there, and they need to split it off again because at the beginning of Wind Waker, they say Ganon came back, and the hero never showed up. And then the world was flooded because they had nothing else to do. So I think that's where it splits off right there. The hero never came because he died before. And so that would be like Zelda couldn't get him back to the Resurrection Chamber in time. And they couldn't revive him, and Calamity Ganon took over, and they had to flood the world. That fucking elephant Zord, or whatever the fuck that thing is. The elephant, the divine beast. Because it says something about, like, oh, if you wouldn't have fucking come here and shut that thing off, I would have flooded the whole world. But you go in there, and you shut it off, and you prevent the fucking flood from happening. Just because Link wakes up. I think it's in that fucking time. And it splits off into a new timeline, which is probably going to be a whole bunch of new games and stuff like that. It's my theory. Because people say that Twilight thing, but I think the Mirror of Twilight existed. It existed in that timeline also, because after Ocarina of Time or whatever, the child timeline, Zelda or Link traveled back in time and told Kid Zelda, and then she went and told her dad, and then they fucking sent Ganon to the fucking Twilight Realm. And that sets up the whole fucking event for Twilight Princess. But the Twilight Mirror still existed, which means the Hylians knew of the fucking, they knew the Twilight Realm. So, they're going to say that shit. And I think that, yeah, so Breath of the Wild, fuck yeah, adult timeline. And, that's my fucking theory. If you have fucking theories, write your fucking theories. If you want to combat my theory and be like, oh, you're wrong, motherfucker, I'll battle you to the death on this shit, motherfucker. Yeah, because I can do that. I don't know, but it's fun to think about. I just been seeing all these theory videos, and I wanted to make my own video talking about my theory, and I think that's it. It's got to be right there because at the beginning of Wind Waker, they say, hey, the hero never showed up. Ganon took over. Everything got fucked up. And, I think it was because he didn't get put in the resurrection chamber. But if he did, and after Zelda found her power and sent him to the, spoilers, but sent him to the resurrection tower and he woke up and, it prevented that whole alternate timeline from happening. That's my theory, and I think that's the best possibility. Because you got the Deku tree, because in the child timeline, Deku tree's dead. No more fucking Deku trees. And the Deku tree's alive in Breath of the Wild. So it means it's got to be the adult timeline. The Koroks, the Rito, and all those guys. And it's got to, it's got to be it. That is got to be it. And then you see that the Twin Peak Mountain. I'm pretty sure that's fucking Outset Island. Because if you look at Outset Island from the distance, it looks just like that twin mountain out there. I think they're connected, and that's my theory on everything. And I hope you like it. Write your own theories. Subscribe. Share this video if you want. If you want to show people, look at this idiot and what he believes. Share the fucking video. I don't give a fuck. I'll appreciate it. Thank you for embarrassing my fucking face. But anyway, tune in next week, same fucking time, same fucking channel for a brand new video, and I'll probably do an actual memory, but that's my theory. All right, y'all. Peace!